Everybody, how we doing today? Let me lift my chair. Hey, there we are. Morning. Welcome to my office. I did not go fishing this morning. I'm a little bummed. It was colder than I thought. I was going to try to sneak back out here on Oneida Lake. I had quite a bit of slush in the river. And I know it was quiet last night, so I guess I assumed that there was going to be some ice out on the main lake. Tomorrow's supposed to go right up through the roof, be almost 50 tomorrow. So I definitely think, excuse me, I definitely think I'm going to get out in the boat tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's what? No, not yet. Sorry. Today's only Tuesday. I keep thinking today's Thursday. Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna be somewhere tomorrow. John Jiggenrat Burrows. Good morning from beautiful Florida. Okay, that comment just got you an automatic ban, John Burrows. You're down there soaking up the sunshine, playing pickleball. God bless you, buddy. Worked all your life to have your dream down there. For everybody else that's in Florida, I'm only going to ban you because I'm jealous. I wouldn't mind being in the Keys right now, even though I've never been there before. I wouldn't mind being down there and doing some saltwater fishing in shorts and a t-shirt. I'm not going to lie. Morning, Merlin. Thanks for joining us from deep in the heart of the southern tier. So I don't have anything really prepared. I just wanted to talk to everybody for a few minutes. Mark, good morning. It's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday? No. I think today's Tuesday. Anyway. Not that it matters. I always forget anyway. I didn't have anything prepared. But, Courtney and I were out last night, and we were doing some last-minute shopping like everybody else in the free world. And, listen, I'm not the biggest Christmas person in the world. I haven't been since I was a little kid. It's not necessarily my favorite time of year. It seems to get a little bastardized as we go on. I'm not going to talk about the religious meaning of Christmas because that's not what I'm talking about. And if you're into that, wonderful. God bless you. Some are, some aren't. That's not my point in this. It is a stressful time, and it can be overwhelmingly stressful. I thought today we would just talk a little bit about it. And I thought I'd share a little bit of me with you. Again, most days we're out in the boat, so what I'm sharing is what I'm doing. There's going to be times like this winter until we, certainly until we get ice. And I did go up and fish Oswego yesterday, and I would like to get back up there again soon, especially John Lutz, who I was with last Saturday in the drift boat, offered to let's do it again. So I'm going to take him up on that offer, no question. I don't know when, but sometime in the holidays. I've got so many great things kind of swirling around right now, and I'm dying. I'm not a keep a secret guy, and so I'm dying to tell you guys, but it hasn't all just come together yet. So I'm not trying to do a build up. I'm not trying to do just stay tuned. I mean, you can stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff in the works behind the scenes that I haven't let everybody know yet. but I'm super excited. So I thought this morning we'd come up and sit in my office, and maybe I'll show you guys around a little bit in here, and show you what um, show you some of the things that even if we just do a picture tour, I can show you some of the things that really mean something to me. But as far as Christmas goes, man, it's easy to say, don't let it get to you. This is probably the most relaxed I've been in years, maybe years and years for Christmas. I have the people that are close to me, and I have such an extended family now, and we've had just an overwhelming number of Christmas cards, and even some people have dropped off some baked goods and goodies to us, which this guy right here loves. It's easy to say don't let it get to you. But man, don't let it get to you. Try at all costs to focus on at least one thing that is good, is positive, is uplifting for you right now, this time of year. And when you get into those places where you're like, or money or people or I want or all that stuff, go to that one thing. Listen, maybe that's a memory of fishing. Maybe that's a memory of a loved one that's no longer with you that brings a smile to your face. If nothing else, just to put that other stuff at bay for a moment, right? And we talk about positivity every day. The biggest key to positivity, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and for all of those of you, this is not a plug, but for all of you that have read my book, which I'm very proud of, I have another one going. This has just been a whirlwind of a year, and I haven't had time to delve back into it, which it takes all of my mind, my brain power to focus on that story and see it and put it in words. But, one of the things I talk about in my book is allowing yourself to feel love for you, self-love, to treat yourself as if you were the person that you were in love with. If you're in a relationship, a child, whatever, to treat yourself the same way, with the same loving care as you would everybody else. What does that mean? Taking care of yourself, being nice to yourself, not saying terrible things to yourself, even if they're in your own mind. Happy hump day, Donnie. If this isn't okay, this and this isn't okay, then nothing else out there is going to be okay. And I believe that, and I don't think, whether you're a science person or a religion person or maybe a metaphysical person that believes in the universe, whatever your belief system is, you got to like this. You got to be okay with this. You got to love this before you can do anything else out there. And that's hard. Believe me, it's excruciatingly hard sometimes to be nice to yourself like you're somebody else. I tell you guys all the time, try positivity. Try being nice to someone else and see if it comes back to you. Not for that reason, but you will be surprised how it does. Try being nice to yourself. Try being nice to yourself. And that's huge. And that's the building block for everything. Everything. That's the foundation that the house of you is built on. And if your foundation isn't strong, I don't care what you build above it. It could be a mansion, a skyscraper made of solid crystal and gold. It's going to crumble because a foundation is the most important thing. And right here on these shoulders, that's your foundation. This thing right here is the most powerful muscle in your whole body. So if this thing is weak or all over the place or turned against you, we all talk stuff about, we all talk in our head. There's an ongoing conversation up here all the time. I've seen it in fishing. You want to talk about fishing? All right. Hey, Joe Blow, you want to go fishing tomorrow? Yeah, sure, but I don't think we're going to catch anything. And you go out the next day with Joe Blow and you don't catch anything, or he doesn't catch anything. And geez, did I jinx myself? People like to say that. Did I jinx myself by saying, I don't think we're going to catch anything? No, you put out the words to the universe of what you think because you believed it is going to happen. And then it happened. You say it, and then it happens. You ever think to yourself, I don't know, it could be something so random, Think to yourself during the day, man, I'm craving something specific for dinner. And you get home that night and your wife goes, hey, what do you think about this for dinner? And it's the same exact thing you were just thinking earlier. And you're like, did I just do that? Yeah, you did. You put out what you got back. Put out good, you put out positive, you put out healthy. You're going to get all that stuff back. I really do promise you that. Okay. If Christmas is getting you down, figure out a way to change your mindset and not let it get you down. Let's take a little tour. I'm going to show you guys some pictures. Stuff that's special to me. This is where I sit. I'm in my office. My office is something I built in our master bedroom. It's where I sat every morning when I was writing my book. And so this is my writing desk right here. And that's my view. I would look out many times when I was stuck with a concept or a theory that I couldn't work through, or a part of the story that I was getting hung up on. I just looked out the window. I'd watch my birds when they start coming in. I had a bunch of ducks here this morning waiting for me to feed them. So I just look around, and that view, and I love it. This has been my home since the day I got here. Important people in my life. Well, it doesn't start with any more important than that woman right there. Moves on very quickly to those people. That's my grandparents at their 50th wedding anniversary. That's my great-grandfather sitting on the edge of his boat down in Lakeport on Oneida Lake. And that's long before me. My God, that's got to be back in the 50s. I mean, I don't even know they had fish and water in this lake back then. I have a lot of important pictures. This is my grandfather when he was stationed at Mitchell Field in New Jersey during World War II. This is my youngest daughter in her graduation picture from boot camp, Army Reserve. Another picture of my grandparents and of my beautiful wife and I celebrating. I don't remember. That was somebody's wedding. Oh, Pat and Janet. That's right there. Duh. This, for all of you, this is how things are a little dusty. That's my boat. In those days, that was my Gramps' boat. That's the St. Lawrence River in Cape Vincent, and that's Wolf Island in the background. Oh, I'm probably 15 or 16 years old in that picture. The boat in those days had a railing around the front, around the bow, and it had Gramps' favorite thing. It had that soft top on it. I used to beg him to take it off because the boat was so big, as you guys know. The boat was so big when you took the top off, but he'd spent his whole career when he was during the war in the tropics. And both his arms, the back of his neck, and his hands were covered in sun poisoning that he got from being exposed. So he was always out of the sun as much as possible. And so fishing, we always kept it up so he could go back underneath if he needed to. And we sat on the old engine hatch, and he sat on one side and I sat on the other. A 21-foot boat, and we had about 3 square feet to fish from. But, whatever, fishing's fishing. Here's one of the last pictures of Gramp catching a smallmouth up on the St. Lawrence River. That was his favorite thing to do, and that was his favorite place to do it. Here's the Wayback Machine to April 2nd, 1991. My basic training picture when I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I'm not going to point myself out, but you guys can have a look at that. Let's check comments. Any finish possible? Good morning, buddy. So this is one of the earliest pictures of me. That's me holding on to Gramp, and that's at their place up on the St. Lawrence River in Cape Vincent as well. Spent all my young life up there. I grew up an only child, even though I found out at age 45 I was the youngest of 6. We got this for my Gramp because for us 3 boys, he was the only thing we had for a dad. And so these are my 2 cousins, Jeremy and Jason. This thing sat on Gramp's a little table next to his recliner chair forever. And after he passed, I got it back. This is a picture of my beautiful daughter, my oldest, on her graduation from APW High School. This is probably one of my greatest fishing memories of all time. This is me. Oh, God. I'm not sure what year. Somewhere around 2000, maybe. That was on the back of my charter boat, Pirate Charters. And we were salmon fishing in front of the Salmon River in probably 90 foot of water. We already had a limited kings. It was early in the day, and the rod went off, and I forget the lady's name standing next to me. She was a longtime client, and she fought this thing for 45 minutes. It was flat, as you can see, and I was up in the fly bridge with her husband. We were shooting the breeze up there while she was fighting it, and I said, "Just let me know when it gets close." And all of a sudden, I hear her go, "Oh my God!" And we both turn and look over the back of the boat, and that thing was just wallowing on the surface. That's a huge muskie. It was 55 inches long. I had a 50-pound scale, and it bottomed it out. It was a monster, a monster. Hey, good morning, Tony. Nice of you to join us. That's my buddy Mo on the left, Captain Mo Neal. This was the first time we went down Columbus Day weekend. We were both guiding full time, and this was the first year we said, you know what, we're getting out of town for this 3 or 4 day weekend when everybody and their brother goes to the Salmon River. And that was the first tuna. We had a client. I had a good client of mine, Carl Carlson, from down in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. That this was his boat, 52-foot ocean yacht, sport fisherman. And we went out to the canyon. And what a trip. I'd never seen anything like that. I caught the first fish of the trip trolling. Now we're trolling at like 7, 8, 9 knots. I get in the fighting chair. You can see the bent rod right there in the fighting chair. And I whipped that fish pretty quick. And I'm like, oh, geez, this isn't bad. That was until the next one when we started fishing, catching them on stand-up gear. It quickly became not much fun. They pull, and that was a small yellowfin tuna. They pull so hard. I mean, in that stand-up gear, you had all you could do not to have them just try to bend you over the gunnel and break you in half. They were just so incredibly powerful. A couple other real cool ones. So this is This is Mo and I standing, and I can tell you exactly where we are. We are down in the can, in the bend down below the trestle, and you can see all the you can see the necklaces we made of J plugs. So that was one of the first years after they stopped snagging on the Salmon River, and guys were trying to figure out how they could do the same thing except with a floating plug to stay legal. And so they'd snap all these fish off, and of course, if everybody knows, the line runs through a J plug; it's not attached to it. So the hooks would stay in whatever they were hung up on, and then the plug would float down river. Man, we killed ourselves that year. I'll bet you we found 200 or 300 J plugs floating. And we were a bit antagonistic when we were younger, prone to a little trash talking and possibly some fisticuffs. And so we would wear those things as we went down river in our drift boat. And every time we went by somebody that was throwing one, we'd shake them at them like this, and we're like, can't wait to add yours to our necklace. So I thought that was pretty funny. I love that picture. Another one of my fondest memories, especially from the Salmon River, that was my first 20-pound steelhead. You can see, it's funny, that fish is not that long. I don't remember the exact length on it, but you can see the girth. Like my hand is buried up behind his gill plate, and this hand, I can't even get my fingers 3 inches, from closing. That was also down in the can on that bend. Matter of fact, I'll never forget that guy. I want to say his name was Anthony. His son and I were out of the boat down below him, and he was sitting there kind of half fishing, half goofing off. And I look up, and his rod was just sitting in the front of the boat, but the line was still in the water. I saw the tip move, and I says, hey, Anthony, I think you got a fish on. Nah, I don't. Okay. I really think you do, though. I can see it moving. Nah. I said, just do me a favor. Humor me. Just reel it up. I'll check it, and we'll put it back out. Like, I think it was like an egg sack sitting on the bottom. It wasn't doing anything. I just wanted him to reel it in because I knew there was something there. He doesn't take 3 cranks on the reel, and it's whoa. Yeah, we fought that fish for 25 minutes down there. Jim Hagler, morning, buddy. Richard, I'm not far from there. Tom's River, New Jersey, right, just south of where my wife's from. Any fishing going on? Because I'm going to have mornings, and I really would like to I'm going to go to the beach anyway every morning while I'm down there, just to look around if nothing else. But if there's something hot going on, let me know. I'd love to come down and catch a couple fish on camera while I'm down there. So yeah, that's a little bit of me. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of vision boards or anything like that. I have a giant one in my. Good morning, Rob. Morning, Gary. A vision board really is just something that keeps things in your immediate attention, in front of your brain. And a lot of times you see it, and that repetitiveness of seeing it manifests it to you. That's the theory on it. So this is my vision board. And I know it's backwards, and you guys aren't going to be able to read it because of the way the camera is. So I did this back in February or March, because this is the 3rd year Courtney and I have been filming and doing the Awakening Angler YouTube channel. And by this time last year, throughout the winter last year, I wasn't really sure if I was going to continue doing it, what direction I was going to go, because we put out a lot of great videos in those first 2 years, but I just nobody knew about them. and you can have the greatest video in the whole wide world of any subject matter you want, but if nobody knows to go watch it, it just sits there. And I was really struggling with how to get it out there. And then this year happened, and it's been a whirlwind. It's been an amazing whirlwind. But I made this last year, and I've already updated it this year. But I made it last year, and I'll read through it because you guys won't be able to read through it. But so it's 2022 YouTube channel forecast. So this is what I wanted to happen. Number one, so I have the number 10,000 here now. I had 1,000 there by the end of June. Turns out we hit 1,000 in the middle of June, and then I said 2,000 by the end of the year. Well, we hit 2,000 in November, and so both of those numbers I was so close on, and I put it out there, and it happened. Okay, so now I have 10,000, and quite honestly, I'd like to change this, and we're going to do this right now on camera. Here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to change this to 100,000 subscribers by this time next year. Well, maybe not. We're going to do this together. So right here, guys, you are watching this as it happens. 2023 is setting up to be the most monumental year ever. And it's going to surpass this year. So subscribers were my very first point of business. Okay. Number two, seasonality, timeliness in videos. I'm doing that. We've started doing every day. We started that back in April. So we have an everyday fishing report, and then my full-length videos. That's been a struggle sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I'm in the middle. I spent 3.5 hours last night editing. I have 6 or 7 videos from November, December that are just lights out, and I can't wait to get them out to everybody. That's been a struggle. But we're still getting it done. Number 3, share more of my spiritually enriching fishing thoughts. Well, we did that this morning, even though it wasn't about fishing. And I don't only think about fishing all the time. There is more to life than ever just one thing. And for me, those bigger questions of where I come from and where we're going and what we're all doing here collectively, I like those questions, and I believe in a universe that is responsive to those of us that are embracing it and doing those things that lift ourselves and lift others at the same time. Number 4, more Courtney. How can you go wrong with having your beautiful wife fishing with you more often? We have done more of that this year. Mama's not one to get up early in the morning, so when she is with me, it's a different scenario. And more friends, collaboration. That's something that we knocked out of the park this year. I don't even know how many friends I've had fish with me this year. 10, 12, 15 on camera, I would think, at least. Focus on the content and the visual appeal in videos. Make things interesting for people and fun, and more people are going to watch. And I think we've really done that. And number 6, it's funny. I was just about to say I'll stop there because this is all very personal. This is my board, but I'm going to share it with you because as this year ends and the new year starts, you can do these kind of boards for anything for you in your life, and you can put anything on them. It's your board. Number 6, rod, reel, lure, line sponsorship. Check all 4 of those things. That's amazing. All 4 of those things. Number 7, include the second book process. Well, the second book process has, like I said, has been put on hold because I just haven't had the time. Number 8, underwater and drone footage. Well, we certainly did underwater footage during the ice fishing, and that's probably when we're going to do it most. And drone footage, the problem is, for me, my drone's cool. I crash it all the time. I've never once taken it out on the lake with me for fear that if I crash it, it'll hit the water instead of the boat and sink. My intro, when the guys from Douglas came and filmed with me, has drone footage, and that's pretty cool. Hopefully, number 8, there'll be much more of that this coming year. Number 9, better intros and outros, and I'm still working on that. I get caught up sometimes in the heat of the moment and forget to do them, especially outros after a great day, but intros of where I am and what I'm doing and why we're doing it. Number 10, have fun. Number 10 is a no-brainer. This has been the most fun fishing year I've ever had. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. And so that's you and me hanging out in my office for the morning. Another reason I didn't go fishing this morning is I had to wrap Christmas presents because we're doing our Christmas tonight before everybody starts, all the kids and everybody start heading in different directions and whatnot. So if I didn't do it tonight, I wasn't going to do it. So let's do comments real quick. Let me put my glasses on. Rumbleseed, good morning. I'll be watching this one more than once. Thanks, Bob. Very kind. Tony. So my buddy Tony Delamore, who was out there with me the day of the just ridiculous win, a couple times actually, he says to me, morning, Matt, 40 mile per hour winds Friday. I'm in. He's just as nutty as I am, like a fruitcake. Oh, man. Don Terry, awful cold out this morning. Yeah, Don, I'm in here. Listening live from Schneider Packaging, Brewerton, New York. Right on, Schmitty. Tell all the boys and girls over at Schneider that I said hello. Richard, Tom's River. Good morning, Gary. Rob H., good morning. Merlin, some beautiful fish pictures. Yeah, thank you, buddy. That's only some of them, you know. A lifetime of fishing memories. It's amazing. And I've guided thousands and thousands of people. I can't imagine how many people in this world have pictures of me holding a fish with them that I've never seen or even remember. You know, that's funny, actually, when you think about that. Troy A., looking forward to following you in 2023. Right on, Troy. Tell all your friends, baby. John Burrows, you better add number 11, time for pickleball. Well, John, I told you, let's see if we can find a men's league or something to play in the evenings this spring and summer, and I'm in. Don Terry, Matt, this year I fished with about 10 or so new people. It stems from me posting fishing success and info on Oneida Lake Diehards. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had to step out of my comfort zone. It's funny, not that I'm uncomfortable fishing with people I don't know, because as a guide, I've done it my whole life, but it's a little different, I found, in guiding someone than inviting someone you don't know out fishing with you, or just hopping in their boat if they've invited you. I've enjoyed every single day of it. I can tell you that much. And every single person that I fished with this year has been really my honor. There's no question about that. Let's finish up these comments and I'll get all you guys back to work. Put a giant check mark next to have fun. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. There's so much more. I can't wait to fill you guys in on everything. I don't like secrets and I don't like keeping secrets. And I know, here's the thing. I want to tell everybody out there because I know you're all going to be enthusiastic about it, which makes it even harder. But I've teased you guys long enough. So from my house to all you guys this morning, I love you, man. I love you guys. I am there with you and for you, just like you guys are for me. And I truly appreciate it. And as we get ever closer to this Christmas season and holidays and Hanukkah and whatever else is out there that you may or may not, be down with, let's try our damnedest to remember what is important, what isn't, what we love, and what we can do without. And let's focus on what we love and what we can't do without than everything else. So thank you, Jason Wickeser. Have a great holiday. You too, buddy. That's where I'm leaving you guys today. Have a great day. Keep your tip up.